What's up guys, Duarte here with another Marvel Future Revolution video, and in this video we are going to talk about free-to-play expectations for Marvel Future Revolution. What can you expect as a free-to-play player? What can you achieve by maximizing everything in your gear, and how does it compares to a whale? And the time frame is going to be a month or a little bit more than a month since the game came out, and that's pretty much it. So if you like the information on this video, like always, make sure to share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Future Revolution videos, and make sure you smash that like button and leave me a comment below if you are trying the game right now or not, and if you are thinking about going free to play or not, because the game is very different one way and the other. Okay, so first let's take a look at my character, and then let's take a look at a whale, and we are going to compare different stats and different situations, and then what can you expect based on a clip that I just did like 10 minutes ago with this whale that we'll have in reference. Okay, so first let's take a look at my gear pretty quick. So right now I'm at level 100, which is the max for now. I'm at 5,333 power, which is pretty decent, especially if we have into consideration that I'm free to play. And then I'm almost at 14,000 power, which is pretty decent. In terms of my gear, I have the Midgar hair set, which is not optimal for me right now because I don't have the other pieces, and I would prefer to use something else, but unfortunately I don't have. And then I have Yelena Belova suit with 3 pieces of the set, so I get the extra attack and a critical damage, but unfortunately the stats on the chest are not great, as guard damage is usually not very relevant, and the accuracy is also usually not relevant for against bosses. The context is against bosses, because you cannot DPS or max DPS on raid, or you cannot max DPS on PvP situations, player versus player situations. Okay, so I have the chest, Yelena Belova. Unfortunately, it didn't roll out with the stats that I wanted, so it has to go. And then I have the weapon, also Yelena Belova, dodge rate, guard damage decrease, debuff resistance. This is also trash. You can get defense here, and defense is preferable. And finally, we have the boots. The boots rolled with HP, which is okay. And the ultimate skill gouge recovery, that's okay as well, but you also want to get some stamina recovery. So I'm already working on other boots that have stamina recovery and ultimate skill gouge, because the HP is not really necessary. If you have the skills, it's like playing Dark Souls. If you have 1 HP but you have the skills, then you can beat the game without taking any damage. And that's why you should prioritize on stats that matter and ignore stats that don't matter. Okay, so now taking a look at my badges, as you can see I have a lot of 6 stars, but there is a huge advantage in having all of the stars from the Maestro, because you get this bonus, and by the way, the amount of bonus increases based on the number of badges you have. So if you have 6 of them, you will get here 13,000 plus 8,000 plus 5,000. So that's insane amount of increase on the damage, 25,000 extra, which is a huge advantage. And of course, because it's the max level badge, it also has more stats than everyone else. Unfortunately, even that I have badges from Maestro at level 100, unfortunately they roll it so bad in terms of the gems and in terms of the stats provided that it's just not good enough for me to use. So for example, this one, it has extra attack, crit rate and defensive piercing. That's great. Debuff accuracy usually is not that great. So this one is pretty decent, and it also rolled 2 green gems, which is the best or second best. You want red and green, and that's what we got. Then I have this one. This one rolled 2 blue gems on a damage badge, which is 100% trash, but unfortunately it's the best I have, so I have to use this one. We have the base attack with the critical rate, which is usually not the best option, but it's okay. Then the guard damage is trash. We want critical strike damage or defensive piercing. So unfortunately this badge is trash, but it's the one I have. Then this one, I don't remember exactly. I think you can get defense, so that's going to be the best stats for here. And you want to roll on the sockets, red and green, or double red. Unfortunately, we only have one red, so that's fine. Then I have this Nebula level 70 badge. We have the stamina recovery, we have the ultimate gouge, and it would be better to have 2 times stamina recovery. Ignore the HP, or have stamina recovery 2 times and ultimate gouge 2 times. And then I have a red green, or green green. So it's not bad, it's almost good. Unfortunately it's just level 70, and the stats here, if it would be at level 100, it would be around 1200 plus. Then we have this badge from level 80. We have double green, so that's very good. We have ultimate gouge recovery, decent, but here we want the stamina recovery, but we got cooldown decrease, which is 100% useless for Black Widow. And finally we have this badge right here with extra defense, that's nice, but we have 1 blue socket. So it's not best, but at least we got 1 green, and that's okay. Okay, so that's my gear, those are my badges. Now let's take a look at my specialization and then at the cards. So for the specialization, I have this one, which is probably the best because it's the easiest way to do more damage. As long as the enemy has a negative effect or immobilized, you'll do more damage. Pretty much straightforward. Then we have this one. If the target is below 50% HP, it will get more damage. It's pretty decent, but sometimes the targets die so fast that you cannot even take full advantage of this one. And then we have this one that reduces the cooldowns by 1.8 seconds every time you use espionage devices. And on my build I use 3 of them, so it's pretty decent. We can almost shave 6 seconds every time we use a rotation, and then that jumps into other rotation, and this is why you want to have the extra stamina recovery. Okay, so that's my specializations. Now finally, in terms of the cards, we are going to take a look at them right now. So I have the Thor, attack, supervillain damage, and surface to air, trash. Then we have attack, we have critical damage, we have the hit rate and total damage, and we have the set bonus with extra attack, so this is perfect, or almost perfect. Then we have defensive piercing, total damage, dodge rate useless, and the other ones are very good. Then we have attack, defensive piercing, total damage, so perfect, just the set bonus is trash. So I'm gonna keep this one for a while because they are so good, it's just that the set bonus is not that great. Then we have this one, cooldown decrease, useless, defensive piercing and total damage, so that's pretty decent, but there is a better card which I'm trying to farm, this one. Unfortunately I have not been able to obtain it. And finally we have attack, total damage and defensive piercing, so perfect stats for Black Widow. So this is my Black Widow. It's optimized as much as I can as a free-to-play player with limited resources, and also with a limited time, because there are, and sometimes it's limited situations because you cannot take advantage of all the opportunities, and then it's based on luck. A lot of these badges is based on luck. Okay, so that was the free-to-play player. Now we are going to take a look at the whale player that we have into consideration on this video, which is Oink. He is becoming quite a celebrity on the server because he's always helping other people. So let's take a look at his gear. Level 115, so that allows him to increase his stats more depending on the rewards he has. And as you can see already the difference, he, instead of 5-star, 5-star, 4-star, 4-star, he has 6-star, 6-star, 6-star and 5-star. And he has full gear set of the Hydra Empire, which I heard is the best for Doctor Strange. Then we have extra attack ×2, critical rate, critical damage, and debuff accuracy is okay. It's not the best option, but it's okay. We have the extra attack and plus skills to mystical art classes, which is very, very good. Then on the legs he has guard damage, trash, double attack, very, very good. Then critical rate, okay, and critical strike damage, okay as well. And then these ones don't matter so much, but he has the defensive bonus, and on the last one, cooldown decrease and ultimate skill gouge. He doesn't have any stamina recovery. I don't know if it's important for him or not, but yeah. So on the badges, on the first badge he has very nice gems, triple attack. This is so good, triple attack on the badge, 900 from the fixed asset plus another 900. This is insane. And you can see the stat bonus already. He has plus 10,000 extra damage against the super villains. This is insane. And yeah, just this badge alone would completely change my gear. Then we have the other gear, the other badge, critical strike damage times 2, accuracy rate, and critical rate. So the critical ones are very, very good. The other one not so much, but it's fine. Then he has 2 blue sockets, which is trash, but it's all based on luck. You need to get the right stats and the right sockets. Then he has 2 red sockets on defensive items with extra defense, why not? Then he has 1 red socket on the other one with 3 times 3 skill gouge recovery and stamina recovery, very, very good. Unfortunately, 1 yellow socket. Then he has this badge for I don't know what reason, extra HP. HP is very unnecessary unless you are a bot, and we will take a look at the footage and see that he's actually a bot. And cooldown decrease, HP recovery. So here is quite trash. The cooldown, the ultimate gouge would be much better, but he has a very, very good gem on his socket, red socket. Unfortunately, 1 blue socket. And finally, we have 2 green sockets with defensive piercing and critical strike damage and extra defense and dodge rate. So that's fine. Now let's take a look at his card. So all the cards, as you can see, at level 5, which is very good. And this one is at level 6, so well harder, my friend. And he has attack supervillain damage, which helps him on the bosses that we are facing. Then attack, hit rate, and cooldown decrease, very good. Then we have cooldown decrease, supervillain damage, and ultimate gouge once again. We have critical rate, PvP damage, and PvP damage. So this one is 100% trash. He should get a new one of these. And then he has cooldown decrease, defensive piercing, PvP damage once again, which is trash. And then this one, attack, PvP damage, critical damage decrease, which is also trash. And then cooldown decrease, which is pretty decent. So okay cards, the badges are perfect, the gear is perfect, the badges are okay, and in terms of specialization, I don't know, but he has this one, increases the attack and reduces the skill cooldowns. I mean, that's insane already. 6% more to the mystical arts damage, and the hit rate also increased as well, so I think this is important, or maybe it's for PvP. In terms of stats, he has 900,000 power, and that comes from 20,000 damage base attack. So he has 6,000 more or 6,500 more base attack than I have, and that's quite insane. That's more than 50% of the attack I have, because I have less than 4,000, so 50% of that would be 7,000, 7,000, 21,000 as 3/3, and that's pretty much it. So he has 50% more damage than I have, and let's see now what the results were. And your expectations as a free-to-play player 1 month or 2 months into the game, and compare it to and fully free-to-play player, fully optimized to the maximum potential of your luck and of the opportunities presented to you. So now let's take a look at the clip and see exactly how it went, and if you guys think it was good or not. He said it was pretty good for my performance, but it always looks a little bit short. So let's get started. This is against the King Tron on the ultimate difficulty. So here I was asking him to get started, and you can see ultimate difficulty King Tron, and he said that he played semi-auto. This means that he didn't control the abilities, he just controlled the movement of the character, so the abilities were made by the computer. So and I have seen a few content creators that make builds based on this. I don't really understand this, like you should play the game, no? And because of that, it doesn't feel so optimized as it could be. Okay, so I'm gonna put this a little bit slow because so many things happen so fast that we really need to pay attention to them. So we are getting started. Okay, so we start the match, King Tron, ultimate difficulty, just the two of us, so the boss will have less HP. I was thinking about bringing 4 people and telling them to die as fast as possible, so the boss would have more HP, but I still think it's fine, but probably it will be more beneficial for me if there was 4 players. Okay, so as you can see, I use my skill. I don't use the sniper because I think it takes too long to charge. And yes, it does big damage, but if you focus your damage on your Widow Sting, it's gonna do the similar damage, so it's very good as well. So here I was struggling a bit with my stamina recovery. Now I use the sniper far away, then I use this one, the second ability, while the boss is far away. I always try to take advantage of the positioning of the characters and on the mechanics that some abilities have, where you can do backflips and other things to give you more mobility. It's very important, mobility. If you have high mobility, you will do more damage, of course. Okay, so now I try to apply the 20% more damage. I have no ultimate, so I just use the Widow Sting anyway. I think I missed a few shots there, it was not perfect, but still did a nice amount of damage. Then I use my abilities to reduce the cooldown. I will have the ultimate ready very soon, and I want to use my Widow Sting with the ultimate, so that's going to be 100% crit rate, and that does probably over 700k damage in total. It does multiple times over 100k damage, and that's it. So there I did triple backflip. So you use 2 abilities to backflip to the sides, then you backflip backwards in order to avoid all the abilities from the boss. This is just it's decisions you have to make in a few seconds. So here, reduce the cooldown a little bit, and I also need to have negative effects on the enemy in order to do extra damage. So that's why even that I have 0 cooldown on the Widow Sting, I still need to use 1 or 2 abilities in order to make sure he has the extra damage. And the one that has the best accuracy is the second ability that you can see right here. This one has terrible accuracy, and I'm not even sure if it's good to invest on debuff accuracy in order to improve this. Okay, so here we go, we continue. We are already under 50% HP, so this is the third phase of the boss. He'll put the stick in the ground and make some funny explosions, and you can see the insane amount of damage that I'm doing thanks to the build I have. And yeah, so now we just have to avoid these. You can be on the sides, it just gives a little bit of damage. If you'll be on the purple laser, then it will give you more damage, and that's pretty much it. So here, once again, we have the ultimate ready. You want to make sure that you use your ultimate with the Widow Sting. So here I ran out of stamina, but luckily enough you can still do it. Just be careful so you don't activate your basic attack, otherwise it will waste the ultimate. So here I use the not sniper ability, which still does pretty good damage, and it has a better cooldown to stamina ratio in my opinion, and the damage is still pretty good, and you can fill it in within the Widow's Bite, Widow Sting, and the one disability that increases damage. So I think it's much better than the other one that takes too long and it misses all the time. Okay, so here we go, boss down finally on ultimate difficulty, King Tron against, and we are playing against Oinks to see the DPS meter. Okay, so let's take a look at the results. So it took 2 minutes and a half, and he did 10 million.8, and I did 6.5 million. So there is a gap of 4 million, and like I said before, we are taking a look at 7,000 attack difference plus all the other benefits that he has from the badges and having the full skill set of the region of Hydra, and me not having any of them. So what do you guys think? You think as a free-to-play player you will have good expectations? Because right now I cannot get the region set gear because the drop rates are extremely low, and even if you pay for it, it's gonna be 100% based on luck. You'll have to spend hundreds of dollars in order to get this. So in my opinion, it's completely unreasonable. And in terms of the badges, that's just based on luck. He has very good luck on the badges, or I don't know if he knows any secrets that allows him to get more 6 stars from Maestro. And in terms of the cards, in my opinion, it doesn't have the best combination of cards, but it's pretty decent. There are a few cards that I would throw to the trash and bring them back up again to see if it has better rolls on the stats. But so far, that's what we have right now. We'll have to wait and see if within a month the gap shortens and the free-to-player is able to catch up to the whales. Okay guys, so that's gonna be the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Video in depth on which expectations you should have as a free-to-play player and going against a whale on the first month and a half into the game of Marvel Future Revolution. So if you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Smash that like button like a boss, and if you found the information on this video helpful, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Future Revolution videos, and I'll catch you guys later.